Welcome back to the comfort vlog for one. Join me as I cook my lunch today, and after that, let's go on a little evening run. Do you do your work mostly from home? I used to go into work every single day, but now I mostly work from home. Today I'm editing and writing a lot for my YouTube channel, so I'm mostly in front of the computer. And as a snack, I'm eating some leftover plums and apples. When I work as a dentist, no matter how much I eat for breakfast, I would usually get hungry by noon. But when I'm working at my computer like this, I seem to get hungry much later. But now that I'm looking at myself in my footage, maybe it's because I'm constantly snacking like this. Okay, I should stop working because it's way past my lunchtime. My meat should have defrosted by now. So I think I'm gonna have some spicy pork sandwich. Earlier when I scavenged my freezer, I found something I can make lunch with. This is my last remaining batch of Korean spicy pork that I made and portioned before I froze it. Before I cook the pork, I have my silicone Ziploc bag where I'm adding some water, and then some large green cabbage leaves. I didn't know this until recently, but this kind of cabbage is what I grew up with in Korea, and in the US we call it Taiwanese cabbage. This type of cabbage is softer and sweeter than the American green cabbage, and unlike the American one, it doesn't have that pungent smell when you cook it. Anyway, I'm zipping this up, not all the way so that it has a small vent, and then I'm microwaving it for 2 minutes for the cabbage to steam. For the pork, I'm cooking it in a hot oiled pan. Yes, I probably should have thawed it out first, but sometimes I just try to break it apart in the pan while frozen. I don't know if the color faded a little bit while it was in the freezer, but I'm adding some gochugaru for a bit more red and more heat. In goes my day-old rice, some salt, and of course, I never not make fried rice without some crushed kim, Korean roasted seaweed. The crispy and nutty seaweed makes all the difference in any kind of fried rice. If you haven't, you should try. Stir fry until it's mostly incorporated, and for the cabbage leaves, after it cools off a bit, I'm cutting the tough stem so it's easier to manipulate and also easier to eat. I figured it'd be easier to eat this like a giant burrito, so I wasn't planning on it, but in goes my spicy pork fried rice. Wrapped in a layer of cabbage, and then reinforced with another cabbage leaf. And there you have it, my delicious giant fried rice cabbage roll. Do you guys make your own lunch when you work from home? Or do you pack lunch to work? What's funny is that working from home used to be my dream. When I was a dentist, I thought I'd never be able to work from home unless I picked up another career, which I didn't even think was possible at that point. And what do you know? It only took me a few years for me to take that career change, and it still feels like a miracle. But now that I'm here, working at my own creative craft at home, day after day, I do find myself missing all the hustle and bustle, to a certain extent. I guess the grass is always greener, although I definitely think I am now on the greener side than I was before, since I was so stressed and unhappy at my old 9-to-5. And generally, I am much happier now, although sometimes lonely, and I have to say there's too much time to think about life, and it starts to feel very empty. One way I try not to work too much at home is to go for a run. Alright, I changed and I'm gonna go for a run. Realizing today is very alone. I'm spending the day super by myself. I didn't even see my boyfriend in the morning. So some days as a content creator is just like this. Alexa, what time is sunset today?
Sunset in New York City will be at 5:43 p.m. today.
Oh, I have a lot of time. Okay, I changed and I think I'm gonna go for a walk/run, get some fresh air, break a sweat maybe, and I'm gonna watch the sunset. Basically wearing my dad's jacket. It's 50 something degrees outside, and I think I'm gonna warm up as I run, so I'm not really dressed too warm. Believe it or not, I used to absolutely hate running. I hated the feeling of being out of breath, my body feeling like a ton of bricks, and running just felt painful and boring all around. I didn't really understand it. One day, I met someone who told me the reason he started to take running seriously. He said that whenever he needs to push for that 110% at work, the type of discipline he grows while running definitely helps him get into the right mentality to finish his task and go even further to help other people. When I looked at running as a simple physical activity, I was never convinced to go outside and torture my body. But hearing that it can affect other parts of my life in a really positive way, I began to be open to trying it out. After all, it didn't cost me anything. I just needed to put on my sneakers and go outside. I'm not sure if I reached that point where I pushed myself to the 110%. But soon enough, I discovered that running is extremely stress relieving. Actually, when I ran, I could channel all my negative emotions, especially the anger inside me, to fuel the muscles in my legs to run further. And when I was furious at my ex, or furious at my manager, at a rude patient, or just at the New York subway, I started to run until all the anger just washed away. With every breath that made my lungs hurt, it seemed like I was punching away at the stress. When I need to, I still imagine that I'm dumping my emotions behind me as I run ahead. I have to admit though, running to see this masterpiece of a sunset also helps with the stress. This is an amazing reward to look forward to at the end of my run. It's not always this beautiful, but when it is, I tend to forget everything else. Why do you guys like to run? Also, if any of you have tips on working from home alone and not going crazy, please let me know. Thank you for joining me on my lunch, my sunset run, and another comfort vlog for one. I'll see you guys at my next meal. My next meal will be a delicious homemade jjajangmyeon, so be sure to like this video, comment below, and let me know your thoughts about the comfort vlog series. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and turn on the notifications so you can join me when I post the next comfort meal.